Senate File 17, it's simply a bill that would be a petition to Congress to pass a constitutional amendment, basically to overturn the Citizens United ruling and a couple other Supreme Court rulings I think were terribly harmful to our democracy. Corporations are not people, and money is not free speech. And bottom line is what the Supreme Court has made some rulings on is corporations have more rights than people. They can spend unlimited money in politics. That's not what our democracy is about. So this resolution to Congress would simply call on Congress to pass a constitutional amendment. If 34 states would pass a similar petition, it would in effect force Congress to act. It would force them to pass a constitutional amendment or call a constitutional convention to do it for them, which they don't want and we don't want. But bottom line is Congress would be forced to ask. We've heard from several other states that are interested in, and it's not like we're doing this in isolation. There's a national group out there, it's been called Move to Amend, that are, you know, if you ask people, 80–90% of them would say, yeah, corporations are not people. They don't deserve constitutional rights. They don't deserve the right to dominate our election system the way they do. So it's overwhelming public support for it. Matter of fact, this Move to Amend group put it on ballots as referenda in various states. 150 cities and the state of Montana had referendums last November on this issue. Every single one of them passed. 150 something to 0 passed. Usually by 70+ margins. I mean, it was overwhelming public support because the public gets it. They're tired of elections being up for sale to the highest bidder. They're tired of big money and corporate power dominating the electoral process. So we're simply saying, Congress, it's time to act. It's time to fix the Constitution. Look at Wisconsin last year, 2 years ago, when they had those recall elections of state senators. You know, they had 9 state senate races. Normally these are races with that campaign contributions and spending, total spending by the candidates is in the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. They had these 9 Senate races. They averaged over $4 million each. Most of that money didn't come from their constituents who were supporting or opposing a candidate. Most of that money came from national groups. A couple of big wealthy business owners from the petroleum industry put in a ton of money. They're determining the outcome of our elections. This is supposed to be, Abe Lincoln called it government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's not government of, by, and for the wealthy interests and the corporations. We want to get that democracy back. And I think that's what's so good about this amendment. This was the first step, passing it out of one committee. We've got several other steps here. And Congress will begin to take note if some states start doing this. It's happened before. The direct election of senators, they used to be appointed through a legislative process. States started petitioning Congress for it. They got about 20 states in Congress decided to act. We want that to happen here too. I'm hopeful. Democracy is worth it. It's worth fighting for, and I'm optimistic. I'm real pleased we got it out of the first committee now, and we're going to keep moving forward. We've been calling it the We the People Amendment because it's we the people want our country back.